Hello. Welcome, welcome. Yes. Okay, good. My microphone is on. Um, hey, Michael. Amir, it is so good to catch you again. How have you been? You been okay? Have you been okay? I know things have been like actually just insane. Deanna, hello. Merry Christmas Eve. How are you all? So, hey, Ruth, welcome back. Um, Calming Hanukkah, wonderful. Among family and friends, situation not good at all. I'm not good still. I'm so sorry about that. It really breaks my heart, and we we really need all these wars to stop. Um, yeah, I completely agree. It's a bit like kind of watching the world go backwards, and it's awful. So, well, I have about 2 hours to play before I need to head out for something. So, I am hoping that I can get through 2 sections. And then I will call it after 2 sections. So let's get started. Let's get right into it. Just so, but you guys can keep talking and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys are so sweet. I love you all so much. We have a really great community here. Yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Heading in. Woo. So I started Act 5 last night, and it started off very sad, and apparently it just gets more sad. So we have that to look forward to. Ruth, are you having hot pot for Christmas? That's awesome. We have been defrosting a piece of Japanese Wagyu beef for tomorrow's Christmas dinner. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, Amir, I hope that this can just give you a bit of bit of a distraction. Like a good kind of distraction. So, all right. Let's do this. Can you guys let me know if you can hear a very loud fan in the background? I am unsure if you guys can hear it. We put a fan in to circulate the air a little bit more in here because otherwise it's very difficult for my thermostat to actually feel how warm it is in here. So let me know. Megan, hello, welcome back. How are you? Yeah, big hug to anyone who needs it. Yeah, Wagyu was on sale at Costco some months ago. We had it frozen.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Ooh, playing pick. Oh boy. Okay, let's not take in our friendship team. Let's take in this team. I suppose I didn't actually need to swim, but... Oops. Okay, just Just making sure I'm not missing any chests or anything. Oh! Hello.
Solidify!
There is no escape!
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom.
Let the mighty be humbled!
It's definitely a little bit of overkill. I probably didn't need to go that hard. There. Just cleaning up a little bit. Oh! Oh!
Here isn't safe.
Stabilize! Settle down!
Okay. Okay. Are we missing anything by not going down there? Tells us to go this way, so.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
You should go back to safety, Navia.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get my mind wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you.
From the look of things here, maybe there's no way back.
That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Seems like there isn't any other option.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
Oh, that's not great. So I am assuming...
No, it's a dead end. Let's try climbing over from the side.
I am assuming we should not touch the primordial seawater. Oh. Oh yes, old cabbage and carrots. Gotta have those ancient cabbages and carrots. There's a speaking of hot pot, there is an amazing restaurant in Vancouver called Big Way that my friends and I have been enjoying so much. Whoa. Usually we're... Oh, shoot! Oh, no, no! Yeah, you guys didn't see that. You guys did not see that. Anyway, if you have not tried Big Way, if you guys are near Vancouver, or are near a Big Way...
There's something wrong with this bridge! Run, Wolf!
Oh,
Demoiselle,
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
What's happening?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Hmm? Oh. Was I sleeping?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. Have I? This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine.
You can see how, like, it's warping a little, so like you can tell everything is actually underwater.
I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
Are these all the people who passed away?
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Yeah, yep. I think these are the names of the people who were on that list of people who passed away.
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom.
Okay, so for those of you guys who were not here last night, what happened was that in this area, their home base, Poisson, which just means fish, primordial seawater rose and dissolves some people. And these people that we're talking to were dissolved.
I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
Did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Malus, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Well, like you can see everything is like underwater because she like essentially it's implied that she fell into primordial seawater.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
Yeah, see?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met.
Yep.
But your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously.
No, you heard it because it was on the list of the names of the deceased.
I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it. And why are there so few people around here?
Yeah.
Where did everyone go?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Oh my god.
Huh? We do? Like what?
So she can't seem to remember, like, the whole accident,
Well,
basically.
now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
My trial?
What?
Wait. Why would I need to go to the Opera House?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time now, so we should get going.
Oh?
What's happening?
All right then.
What's happening? Is she in a dream? Is she...
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
Yeah, see, everything is like underwater colors.
And her 2 attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
Don't tell me that everyone here are people who were dissolved by
Sure
primordial
are a lot
seawater.
of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina,
Yep,
Desiree.
Desiree.
Joyville, Jolien, Essen.
Yep.
Why are so many people here? And why do I have no recollection of this case?
Oh my gosh. This is exactly the list of the people of the deceased from the primordial seawater rising up.
And as for the judge... huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
What is happening? What is happening?
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rasula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rasula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable.
So this calls back to when we met that Oceanid that was actually a combination of a bunch of people who were dissolved with primordial seawater. All their consciousness becomes one because essentially it's all the same water mixed in together. And I guess these people are mixed in with her now, I think.
We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get her consciousness to mix in with theirs now, I think.
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this? What is there to discuss?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
Oh, that almost sounds
I know
evil.
all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone.
Yeah.
Water accepts all,
Yeah,
blends with all.
Yep.
It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice.
Don't tell me that the Oratrice Mécanique d'Annalise Cardinal is like a whole bunch of dissolved people making a judgment unanimously.
Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle, and that is how we will enforce justice.
My head... it hurts.
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is spinning. All I can see is stars swirling in front of me. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all. Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Oh, there it is.
What are you saying?
No more excuses.
She says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia, she...
Silence.
Oh?
That's... Monsieur Neuvillette.
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Wait, why is he here? How did he get here? Oh, did the Traveler get Neuvillette to come and save Navia? Is that what it is?
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
Yep.
But...
Go on now, Demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
No. Oh, Malus, don't say that.
Loose.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once
No,
I
no,
realized
no.
that this shall be our last goodbye.
Oh my god.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Oh.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
Knew it. I knew it. Okay. Oh.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Oh, Neuvillette, he's so sweet.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water.
Oh, Neuvillette came by himself.
You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you.
That was Melissa and Silver. So they get dissolved because basically all the other consciousnesses in the primordial seawater like consume people.
Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
So people that are dissolved become Oceanids?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
He's so awkward.
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
Paimon, you don't have to point it out, okay? Okay? You know, when you're in a situation and it gets awkward and then you say something stupid like that, you really don't need someone else to point out the fact that you said something really stupid.
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
He's so sweet.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
Paimon.
I suppose so.
By the way, Sigewinne sends her regards.
Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
You know, this section here kind of has the vibe of going, oh no. Anyway.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
You know, something I find interesting about Neuvillette is the voice actor has... It seems to be a pretty conscious decision that when he is not being, like, a judge, when he's, like, off work, his voice is a little higher. And then when he is in judge mode, it's deeper. I like that. I wonder if that was a conscious decision.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Seedream made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately. And I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
You're the expert here, Paimon. What should we talk about?
So, Neverlet, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Paimon, you spent this entire game talking non-stop, and now when we need you to actually talk, you're this awkward. This is arguably more awkward than Neverlet.
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area.
Deanna, I agree. It totally is a power thing. That, like, deeper voice thing. Yeah.
Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
All right. Have a lovely evening, Amir. Good night, and sleep tight. And we wish all the best to your family and your friends, to you, to your good health, that you all stay safe. All right? Good night. I hope Navia can get back on her feet. Oh! Oh.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
I love his voice. He is such, like, he really portrays him as such a sweetheart. And I love it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a thing for very soft oh, there are no drops. But I have a thing for very soft men. Is there anything out here? Nope, that is just a giant chasm.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Oh. This is quite dangerous. Oh no! Oh no! I did not watch. Oh, this is not great. I cannot. Okay. Ah, yes, thank you very much for... Okay, I think it just glitched. And the stairs did not respawn. Okay. Okay, whoa, that was awkward. Okay.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
No worries, I got a big rock falling over here.
There is no escape.
Be sanctified.
My rock is bigger than your rock. Wait for my Oh, this is very reminiscent of when you go up the mountain in like in the Legend of Zeldas, all the various Zeldas.
Yeah.
Solidify!
I see everything.
Silence!
Oh, there. Now that guy's woken up.
This is order. Stabilize!
Oh, I couldn't heal myself. What did you record, Michael? Did you record something Christmassy? Alright, time to take a ride. So some of the mechanics that you see in this dungeon here was introduced in the open world. So in case you guys are wondering how I know how to operate some of these things, that's why.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
There seems to be something on the wall. Oh.
Stone slates.
Oh, this is a
It
prophecy,
seems like
isn't
they were
it?
put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
Yeah, this is the prophecy.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
So by the way, I know that a lot of people are really annoyed with Paimon, like, stating the obvious like this, but honestly, I feel like her describing things that you see is actually really good for, as an accessibility measure. So for people who are, you know, may not be able to see very well, the fact that she explains it like this, I think, is actually really good. So that's not something that I've ever really heard a lot of people talk about, that the fact that her describing every single little thing is actually really good for accessibility.
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Yes, they do seem to match. Oh, what magical thing did he do?
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates.
Yeah, I didn't really think about accessibility until John told me about it, because he has done some work with accessibility. And yeah, it just kind of opened up a whole new world that I hadn't really previously thought about. So then that really changed my opinion of Paimon, actually.
This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
The issue is the order of the third and fourth images, right?
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third? Where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
The second image is also quite concerning. What sin are the people in the images confessing to?
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records.
Oh
The
boy.
previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that mean that someone, or some people, once saw these slates?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we'd better get somewhere safe for now.
Yeah, Paimon is basically the screen reader of Genshin. Honestly, who created the slates doesn't matter now. The real question is whether things will truly play out as the prophecy foretells, or not. Okay, so there's something very important about the first slate. I think there's something very important about the first slate.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Flutist and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Flutist is always open to you as ever. So please don't think you're an imposition. All right. I'll be on my way then.
All right. Heading to the Spina di Rosula base.
We're finally back!
Merry Christmas, Michael. Thank you so much for joining today.
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! No, the boss is the best.
You did great as well, Paimon.
Ooh, desserts. Nice. These are all Paimon's. Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Is that actually Mona?
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
Why is Mona part of this story?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Just so you guys know, this lady lives in Mondstadt, which is the first area of the game. Yo, no one told me Mona was part of this story. What the heck?
Mona?
Lady Magistus! Did the stars not tell you that we might meet here?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
She's an astrologer.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
May I ask what your master's name is?
Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice-as-great Scholar of the Stars. Just take it as a title specific to
Oh,
astrologists.
Trismegistus is thrice great. Yeah.
Thrice as great? That's so heavy.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
How about triple strength traveler or triple appetite Paimon?
Terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Wow, Paimon, just right out of the gate.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Did you come to Fontaine because of the prophecy, Mona?
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of all Tevat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world.
Oh.
I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
I need to ascertain the accuracy of the prophecy. Could you help me get in touch with your master?
Huh? Are you sure? All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you. Of all the people we know, you know the star's the best.
Indeed, indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, oops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Well, we were making a ruckus.
Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help, didn't we? Our Fontanian friends will thank us someday.
All right, we're gonna get a good night's sleep.
Good morning. To be honest, I'm still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Novelette, so let's pack it up and get going.
All right, so we have finished one section, and we are, I think, off to another section. So yeah, it's before 2, so I think I can keep going. Let's keep going. But before I do that, let me just check really quick. Put that on. So let's see. We are checking. I think this is... oh, whoops. Chapter 4, Act 5. There we go. Let's see how many sections. What's the context? Yeah, so we are in the 3rd section now. Cool. Okay, just making sure that... Okay, let's go. All right. Good night. Merry Christmas, Deanna. Thank you so much for joining. Also, hello, Devil-chan. You like Mona's master already? Yeah, I know. Trismegistus. Lena, hello. Thank you so much for using Google Translate. Your English here is looking fantastic. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. And, you know, all the blessings and stuff like that to you as well. Hope you're doing really well. Okay, we're going to continue the story. We're in the 3rd section of this Act 5.
You're here! Monsieur Neurvalette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Oh no.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
Karma, hello. She seems to be deliberately hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh, we're gonna put her on trial.
Oh? Like what?
Artris Mechanist Cardinal.
Normally, people will
Hi,
only
Chris.
reveal the truth when standing trial.
There you go.
Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can.
Yeah, I know. I know there's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be so sad.
If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we'll need to help. We'll need help.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Oh, I think I know who to call. Alright, boat somewhere in quiet Poisson.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's
Look at it!
presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
This person is like the Genshin embodiment of John.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Yo, don't make the introvert go first.
Then, how about you, good sir?
Oh!
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Okay, so they're all planning the trial now.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
Okay. Oh, Cloranda's here too!
Don't you think? Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Clorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Navia, you need to stop putting introverts on the spot, man.
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
It's like right there.
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
That is so cute. Oh my god.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
Can't force speaking. That is true, Ruth. And that is why husband doesn't like showing up in these, you know, streams and stuff on camera. You gotta respect the introverts.
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard.
but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus.
Oh, that's what we've heard
Today,
that name.
Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake.
Shyness prevails. I understand. For me, it's a very situational thing. Like, as you guys can tell, like, in this type of situation, I'm very comfortable being on camera and stuff like that. But there's certain things that I don't like to do. I think for me in particular, it's if I need to mingle with a ton of people, like at a party, basically. I am so out of my element. I prefer little meetings like this, you know? Or if I'm going to speak to a bunch of people, I like to do it either through this medium or actually just straight up public speaking. Like if I'm the person up in the front speaking to a bunch of people, I'm totally fine with that. It's not that I can't mingle. I don't like it.
A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Understand, Ruth. Understand. I get it.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
Aww.
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks.
Yep.
But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
Tamash,
I'd like for
hello.
it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Oh, that's a big softie for you.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So, are we going hunting together?
Merry Christmas, Tamash. I think you make a good point, Ruth, that like when you're mingling in a crowd, it's hard to get to know anyone. And yeah, that doesn't ever really feel really safe to me either.
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god. A being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
All right. Hunting metaphor is a metaphor. You will not call this a hunt, because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. What you need is simply the secrets she's keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. This is what you will need. Okay.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Hyman didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Hyman thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Hyman thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meetings, Paimon?
Well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Okay. The voice is very similar to Farina. But this could also be Mona's master? I don't know.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Yep.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong.
I think this is whoever the actual Hydro Archon is, or the previous Hydro Archon, or something like that.
You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Okay, so this voice popped up at the end of the Sumeru quest, which was like foreshadowing some of what's happening here in Fontaine. Who are you, and what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple. So this is one of the friends of Mona's master? The enigmatic N of the Hexen Circle? Okay, so I guess it's not the previous Hydro Archon. This is Mona's master's friend. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
There it is again, fate. Can there really be no exceptions?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
They are. Because the Traveler knows things that the Sumeru Archon does not know.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Mage N, is this the clue you're leaving for us? The unexpected news leads to complicated feelings. Basically, I cannot sleep for a very long time.
I want to hear someone talking. Alright, coming!
You're getting more diligent, Paimon.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
Alright, we'll tell Mona about our mysterious guest.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost.
Okay, so for anyone who's just joining in, they're like, what the heck is happening with this other set of powerful people? The Hexen Zirkel members has been introduced to us in previous events. They are essentially a small group of very powerful mages in this world that have powers that I think rival the gods. So, there's that.
But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Zirkel sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
True. Her words were meant as a helpful hint, but when will we realize their value and meaning? Was that the best answer that my question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for, and believe in, miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona. And thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said, but also kind of sad too. Hey, Traveler, Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
All right. I guess we're going for a walk. Hey, Sino, I can see you're trying to get my attention. I'm really not understanding the pun there, which I guess is, you know, typical for Sino's puns, or atypical. But if you can refrain from repeating it too much, otherwise I will have to put a temporary timeout for you, just to make sure that other people can also jump into the conversation comfortably. So thank you for understanding.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous?
Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report. A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
That sure seems to be the case.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Excuse me?
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Why does this feel so ominous?
That's the limited edition, only 16 slices a day cake!
It hasn't already sold out for the day?
It was so delicious the last time we tried it, despite the tense situation we were in. Let's give it another go. I'm sure it'll be great.
We can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
I love that this person, whatever accent this voice actor put on is perfect.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
I love the little yes in there.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
So cute.
And there she goes.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's dig in. I'm unsure this cake will be delicious.
You share a glance at Paimon and snarf down the cake.
It's more delicious than last time. And the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
All right. We're sure doing a lot of eating. A lot of tea and a lot of eating. All right.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Chat. Hello.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Daredevil.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Is Charlotte sus?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview me?
Yeah. Are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, In that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and...
Yeah, all that gets very expensive. Just saying, from experience.
Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene.
Oh.
And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily.
Oh.
From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic.
Oh, not a
I do love
workaholic?
my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist.
Girl, I think you're a workaholic.
But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
All right. Paimon does not seem to be doing very well right now.
Soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Yes?
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
If I could choose... It's just like Charlotte said. Suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean, still traveling?
Yes, cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rosula safe house at the Fleuve Sandra. Did I say that right? Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Yo, what would Risley have to say about that? Paimon, you literally just said in the previous act that you got really fond of the Fortress of Mirapede.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
So are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Let's hear it.
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Oh.
A riot?
said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I understand the situation.
Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the palais now.
Oh, this is part of the plan, isn't
Well,
it?
sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
You sure caught on quickly.
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And, as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervillet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh.
Okay.
Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up, too. Cool, huh?
Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
All right. I have completed the third section. Okay. Let me just quickly check. Okay. I think I should probably stop here. Because I'm afraid that the next section is going to be pretty long and I need to get prepared to head out. So we will stop there and, you know, just leave the next section for next time just so I don't end up causing us to be late. So anyway, okay, that was interesting. I feel like things are picking up. I think things are going to get very, very real very soon. So I think this was all the build up into that 3-hour endeavor from this point on. Okay, that sounds good. I think I could do that in probably the next stream. Maybe tomorrow. I guess there is a possibility of me doing it tonight too. But we'll see. Anyway, I will take my leave. Thank you all so much for joining. And I hope you all have a lovely Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on where you are in the world. I am having a great time doing this. And I hope you guys are having a great time watching me experience this story. But yeah, so honestly, this is a great way to spend my Christmas. I'm quite happy. And if you guys are wondering if I've been seeing family and friends, we actually already did that. And we will be seeing more friends later. So so don't worry, I'm not neglecting our family and our friends. It just so happened that we opted to do it earlier so that we could have a little bit more of like a calmer Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So yeah, I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I love you all so very much. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will see you guys the next time I stream, whether that be tonight or probably tomorrow, because I don't think we are leaving the house at all tomorrow. So I probably have a ton of time to finish the Archon quest. Hey, oh, no worries, Ruth. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all of you. And yeah, be well, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Okay, laters, everyone. Bye.